Hey y'all, welcome to Monday, welcome to Countdown Day, and this might seem like a familiar list. A few eagle-eyed, eagle-memoried people said, hey GotBot, didn't you do shelf presents last year? Indeed, we did one very close. We done best pop and shelf presents. That one was really focused more on like eye-popping colors that catch your eye, but I did put shelf presents in there. And that was done November 18th of 2024, when I was the sickest I've ever been in the last 20 years. Fast forward now to October of 2025. Why are we redoing this list again? Well, it's kind of a dare. I was talking to a friend of mine who viewed the list from last year and said, man, I bet that would be very different now with all of the excellent stuff from Studio Series that has come out this year, as well as all of the wonderful, beautiful stuff from Age of the Primes. And I said then, while I think there are things in both lines that definitely could make a rehash of this list, I don't think the voters would go that way. He said yes they would, I said no they wouldn't. He said yes they would, I said no they wouldn't. So I decided to say, hey, why don't we put it to the voters? Let's see if recency bias is true for the top 10 Transformers with the best shelf presents. As voted on by fans, that'll be our topic in the latest GotBot Counts Down. Hey one hail, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, please like, comment, share, of course subscribe, and while you're at it, light them up, baby. Hit that notification bell, please. Helps me out a ton, let you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All of that's in the description down below. Also in the description down below, and if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link, check us out on Patreon, see what we have to offer to you through spring, or of course hit the join button at any given time and become a channel a member. So, like I said, this is kind of being done this time as a dare? A bet? A bet. That's what I should say. A bet. Do I win the bet? Do I lose the bet? I don't think that this list is going to be dominated by recent Studio Series and Age of the Primes. Even though I think there's some beautiful pieces that have come out in the last year that deserve to be on this list, I don't think that's how the voters would go. Is it the same as when we did the list last year? Or did the voters go in a different direction? There's a lot of ways that this could pan out. We do have a few honorable mentions. They include Magmatron, who was actually on the previous list, MPM Megatron, Earthrise Scorponok, who almost made it, and Studio Series 86 Ultra Magnus. All beautiful, beautiful, could be centerpiece of anything. Honestly, really could. But none of them made the list. Who did? What did? Did I win the bet? Did I lose the bet? Is this list going to be the same as the last one? Let's jump into it with number 10 first. Well, kicking us off at number 10, it kind of looks like I might lose the bet because it's this. Studio Series 86 Devastator. And he's beautiful. I've recently reviewed him. I personally stuck with my Combiner Wars because even with the Perfect Effect upgrade kit, the new one, the 86, would be like double the price. But that being said, he is solid. He is the right scale to be in line with other combiners. He is very animation accurate, holds together well, feels good, chunky, hefty, is very green, is very purple, and yes, you can use him as a centerpiece to build a Decepticon display around. Even when put with something like Legacy Menasor. Devastator with his bright green and purple really pops and your eye is immediately drawn to him. He has awesome shelf presence, and that's why he takes the number 10 slot. But you see, number 9 goes in a bit of a different direction. It's not recency bias at all, I don't think, even though maybe it is because this recently had a reissue because it's this. Titans Return Fortress Maximus. Now, to be fair, the G1 had some votes as well. And those that voted for the Titans Return iteration said, hey, Titans Return Fort Max because if nothing else in robot mode, you can put him in a more dynamic pose than the G1. Not as dynamic as I'd like, because I could really use some ankles on the guy, but more dynamic than G1, even though the base mode leaves something to be desired. So I guess it's Titans Return Fort Max in robot mode, if you want to get really specific about it. Again, I would look at this and think, oh yeah, well, you know what? That's not a recency bias, but I absolutely forgot that this guy very recently, like within the last year, did in fact get a reissue. I don't know if I'm winning this bet. Seems like I'm not. But Titans return Fort Max. Love the guy. Got the guy. Think he's great. Takes the number 9 spot for shelf presence. Here we go. Number 8. Number 8 is one that will show that, in fact, recency bias isn't working. And it's this guy. Cybertron, Galaxy Force, whatever you want to call it, Optimus Prime. Though, to be fair, I think the Galaxy Force one replaces the blues with blacks, I think. Either way you cut it, this is magnificent. We know that, ironically, last year when I was sick during that time, my wife and our oldest actually found most of Cybertron Optimus Prime thrifting. He needs some parts. He's missing some bits like the wings and a couple of like the blasters that he's able to hold in his hands and a couple of chunks. It's a whole thing. Anyway, even with what I have, even with the parts that's missing, I can even confirm that this here is magnificent. I'm not a Unicron Trilogy fan, I've said this a million times, but I can't deny that for an Optimus Prime, this is probably the most imposing Optimus Prime we have. And yes, I think that that includes Star Convoy. I think that his heft, his bulk, his look is intimidating. It's not only eye-catching, but when you put an entire kind of fleet squad of Autobots around this iteration of Optimus Prime, how can you argue that he doesn't stand out, that he doesn't have shelf presence? He absolutely does all these years later, and he takes the number 8 slot. Coming in at number 7 is another one that I thought was going to be on my side, but guess what? The guy is also getting a reissue. That should come out in a couple of months if I'm not mistaken, and it's this guy. Siege Omega Supreme. Now, I have the Wei Jiang version as my Omega, but I did review this and I said then, it's fantastic. It really is. Excellent robot. Great little transformation to the guy. Nice condensed base. I know that the ramp around is small for what we normally have with Omega Supreme, but I think it works because it makes everything feel like an all-in-one small rocket base. Plus, if you do want to expand with Sentinels or whatever, you can attach the track pieces. So the versatility is still there. I wasn't sure what I was going to think of it when I initially reviewed it, but you know what? He's great and very well articulated and very solid, and even managed to come with a little version of the MicroMaster Countdown. I don't know what there is to dislike about this guy. It's not the one I own, but honestly, if I wasn't able to get the Wei Jiang, I think I probably would have just gone with the Siege. It's affordable, it's functional, it's terrific. And I suppose this one, much like with the Fort Max, might have some recency bias, but it stands up because whether we're talking the 2019 original release or the upcoming reissue, man, Siege Omega is fantastic, and he takes the number 7 slot. Coming at number 6, we have one that was an entry on the previous list. In fact, on that list, it came in at number 4. So it's dropped a little bit here, and it's this guy. Earthrise Skylynx, absolutely. Beautiful commander class. He's always kind of a big presence anyway, and he has such a unique look to him that honestly, how can you not say that it's fantastic? The deep reds, the deep blues, the stark whites, the articulation, especially at the neck and the legs. Whether you want to leave him together combined or separate him and display him in both of his 2 modes, or even display him as his shuttle base. He is fantastic any way you choose to represent him. Earthrise Skylynx deserved to be on the last list. He deserves to be on this list for shelf presence, and this time he slots in at the number 6 spot. And now a hush falls over the crowd because we've reached the ever-coveted, ever-popular halfway mark. And at the halfway mark, we have this. It is indeed the HasLab Omega Prime, and it's beautiful. Look, you have a nice display base, which helps it to display nice. You have the huge, I don't know what it's called, Master Sword, Omega Sword, whatever it is. It's gigantic. That thing alone is beautiful. And then you have Omega Prime. And while the original did have some votes, I think most people went with the HasLab because, if nothing else, it's more solid and therefore more posable and therefore displays nicer. Plus, the coloration on it, some people say, is just a brighter eye pop of color than the original. I don't know if that's true or not because I I don't have the HasLab in hand, even though I have reviewed the original, and that thing looked brilliant and beautiful. I get it. If you want the robot just by itself, you can do that. The Magnus displays well by itself. The Optimus displays well by itself. If you want to combine them up as the combined Omega Prime, it looks brilliant and poses well. If you want to use the full base, the full sword, yes, it's obviously going to stand out, because if nothing else, your eye will be drawn to the sword, and then continue on through the brilliant beauty that is HasLab Omega Prime. He takes the number 5 slot. Now number 4 is, I guess, a mark to me for the bet, because it's definitely not new, and it actually didn't appear on the last list, but it does stick with HasLab, and it's this. HasLab Unicron, specifically Planet Mode, people said. I don't like this. I've never liked this from the first announcement of it. I wasn't impressed by it. I didn't think it looked good. It certainly wasn't priced accurately, so it's not for me. And if you're sitting there thinking, oh, GotBot couldn't afford it. Yes, I could. If you're thinking, oh, you're just, bitter because you didn't get it. No, I'm not. If you go back to when this thing was first announced and watch every GotBot Goes Live and check out the Patreon stuff, you'll see I've never liked this. I've never supported it. But I do think if you're going to have it and have it be the centerpiece of a collection, while the robot mode is huge and imposing and therefore, I guess, going to be the center of a collection because it's the biggest thing, if you're going to have it, I think the best way to display it is as Planet Mode, because I think it's more successful as a planet than as a robot. At least when I look at the planet, I feel like, yeah, that's Unicron. When I look at the robot, I feel like that's Unicron-ish, but it's too much in its own way, is what I feel like with it. I digress. Voters voted for this. It's not new, so it's a point to me, so we're going to mark that off right now. And yeah, I guess it's imposing. I guess it's big. I guess you can build a whole display around it. And I guess that's why I took the number 4 slot for shelf presence. Coming in at number 3 was the last list's number 1. And it's this. Siege Jetfire. Absolutely. Look, it was beautiful in 2019. It got a reissue a little while ago. It was beautiful then. It's beautiful now. If you want to get the Shattered Glass version, that's also beautiful. It's a tremendous mold. If you don't have it in your collection, you really should. And honestly, when it comes to my G1 display, I have him towering behind everybody else. And when I say G1, I mean like G1 Season 1, I should say. When I have like that, the Ark crew. There you go. When I have the Ark crew. And I know he wasn't on the Ark crew, but like he came in like episode 5. Come on. So I kind of like put the Ark crew in front of him. And you know what? It looks really good. It really does. He's tremendous. He's impressive. He's beautiful. And he takes the number 3 slot. Number 2 still sticks with HasLab. And I do have this one, and it's this. Deathsaurus. The guy is beautiful. You can put him not only on his base, but in his throne. You can stand him up if you so desire. You can put his chest minions either on him, or you can have them displayed alongside him. You can even put the eagle one on top of his throne. It's beautiful. You can take all of his accessories, put it on the back of the throne. I display him in his throne, and there is something very regal, very imposing, and very eye-catching about it. It definitely has presence. It definitely has stature on the shelf. Deathsaurus takes the number 2 slot. And now very tippy-top number 1, and it did not appear on the last list, but I thought it was going to be number 1 on the last list, and it's number 1 now, and it's this. Selects Black Zarek. I love the Earthrise Scorponok mold. The Black Zarek is tremendous. I've said it before and I'll say it again. In robot mode, the gold highlights against the black is excellent, and then when you get to the head, you have the purple and red as a beautiful pop on a beautiful sculpt. But then we go to the Scorpion mode, which is every bit as imposing and sinister as the Scorponok. But I think he really shines in his base mode. I don't even see it as a base. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I see it as like a citadel, as like a holy place, as like a place that bots, cons, whatever, make a pilgrimage to. I don't know why they would make a pilgrimage to it, but that's what I feel like with this. He is gorgeous in every definition of the word, and he takes the number 1 slot. And here we are once again after going from 10 down to 1, but I don't really know if I've won the bet. I'm going to say I think I have won the bet. Yes, I think there was some recency bias with the Devastator, possibly the Fort Max and the Omega, if people are only discovering them through the reissues, with the Omega Prime that I don't think, maybe it was out, maybe it was funded but not out yet last time. You know, and the Death Source. I'm kind of surprised that that didn't rank really last time either. That said, the list was not dominated by Studio Series releases from this year, though Devastator did appear and he every bit deserves to be there. It was also not dominated by Age of the Primes, though I think there are some Age of the Primes offerings that absolutely also deserve to be here. It was also not a rehash of the last list. I think the last list, if you go back and watch it, still holds up if you focus on eye-popping color, if you focus on really just stands out to you. I think this list holds up in terms of shelf presence that you can build another display around. I think that's the difference between them. Other things, other bots this time around that had votes as shelf presence, specifically shelf presence, MP Rhinox, MP Soundwave, the Studio Series Revenge of the Fallen Devastator, God Neptune, selects God Neptune, yes, absolutely. Jinbao's Devastator, the LGEX God Ginrai, the MPG God Ginrai, the Perfect Effect version of Transmetal 2 Megatron, the Legacy Transmetal 2 Megatron, MP43 Megatron, Legacy Evolution Armada Optimus. What else do we have? G1 Overlord, G1 Optimus Prime, the Velocitron or Legacy United Cosmos. I thought that was an interesting one. The Kang Toys Chio. I don't remember if that's the Volcanicus or the Predaking. And the mini version of that as well. Power of the Primes Predaking. Fans Toys Predaking. G1 Metroplex Animated Blur, O1 Studio Cell, Transformers Animated, Legacy United Optimus Prime with the DNA kit, Robeson Grimlock, 86 Grimlock, Comic Book 86 Grimlock, 86 Optimus, who was on the last list, the Legacy Nova Prime, the MP36, the Magic Square, MP Brawl, Age of the Prime Superion, Combiner Wars Ultra Magnus, G1 Fort Max, of course I mentioned that earlier, G1 Bruticus, DevCon, oh god, those and so many more. It's really a tough question and a hard list, and I'm kind of glad we revisited it. I think that it's safe to say I didn't really lose the bet if we're focusing on the bet being dominated by new Studio Series and Age of the Primes. But I don't know if I've necessarily won the bet either, because there was definitely some more recent offerings than I thought there was probably going to be. I still love the list. I think it worked out great. I think the last one did. I think they're both wonderful. Let me know what you think about this list, or the last one. Do you think something erroneously is really missing off of either? But I don't think there is. Honestly, if you're kind of starting out collecting, if you're fairly new to it and you're wondering what pieces should I try to get to really have the best display possible, I think between the last list and this one, it'll probably give you a really good idea where to go. I really thought that Studio Series 86 Megatron was going to appear on this list. I really did, because people love it, even though I'm really irked by the wrong colors on it. Didn't get a vote. Shockingly, didn't get a vote. Anyway, let me know what you think about this list or the other one. I appreciate you guys coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through Spring. Or, of course, you can hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. While you're at it, hit the subscribe button. Stick around and have some fun with us here on the channel. And please, don't forget, not for a moment, not for a second, that you right there, you do make a difference in the world. Each and every single day, whether you know it or not, you do make a difference in the world. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights, at the stop motion premieres, or the old-fashioned way, right here, inside the videos.